My name is Daniel Kim, and today I will be doing the 7th grade lesson 9 worksheet. The first problem is the ratio of cats to dog is 3 to 5. If there are 9 cats, how many dogs? So first we need to compare the original value of cats to the current value of cats, so 3 to 9. We could see the multiplier is 3, so if we just multiply 5 by 3, we will get 15. So the answer will be 15. To simplify the ratio of 12 to 6, we need to find the greatest common factor. So it will be 4, so if we simplify it, it will be 3 to 4. It says if 4 pencils cost $2, what is the cost per pencil? So we need to divide 4 by 2, which would normally be 1/2. But we're doing it by dollars, so 1/2 is around 50 cents. It says write the ratio 15 to 20 in the simplest form. This is similar to problem 1, where we need to find the greatest common factor. We could see that the common factor they have is 5. So if we divide 15 by 5, that would be 3. So 3 and 20 divided by 5, which would be 4. So it would be 3 to 4. The fifth problem is asking if 7 books are read in 14 days, how many per day? So this is similar to all the other problems. So if we read 7 books in 14 days, we need to divide 7 by 14. And that would be 0.5 books per day. Number 6 is asking us the ratio to boys to girls is 2 to 3. If there are 10 boys, how many girls? So we need to see the multiplier here. So 10 divided by 2 would be 5. So we need to multiply 5 and 3, because 3 is the ratio of girls and 5 is the multiplier. So it would be 15. 15 girls. Number 7 is asking us to write 18 and 24 as a simplified ratio. And again, we need to find the greatest common number they have. And that would be 6. So 18 divided by 6 would be 3. And 24 divided by 6 would be 4. The simplified ratio would be 3 to 4. Now, problem number 8 says if a recipe calls for 3 cups of sugar and 6 cups of flour, what is the sugar to flour ratio? This time it's giving it in word form, so we have to write the 3 to 6, but except we could simplify it, and the greatest common factor is 3, of course, so it will be 1 and 2. Problem number 9 is asking us if 5 apples cost $10, what is the price per apple? So again, we have to divide 5 apples and $10. That would equal $2 per apple. Now part 2, and number 10 is saying simplify 9 and 27. That would be 1, 2, 3 because the common factor they have is 9. So if we divide 9 by itself, of course it would be 1, and 27 by 9, it would be 3. Now part 2 of number 1 says if the ratio of pens to notebooks is 2 to 5, and there are 10 notebooks, how many pens? So we need to find the multiplier here. So there's 10 notebooks, and we divide that by the number of the past ratio, so that would be 5 notebooks, and it would be 2, and 2 multiplied by 2 would be 4, so there would be 4 pens in total. So part 2 of number 2 says a map scale shows 1 inch equals 20 miles. How many miles for 4 inches? So we need to multiply 20 by 4. A simple way we could do it is 2 multiplied by 4, which would equal 8, and then we would add a 0 because we didn't put the 0 here. So it'll be 80 miles for 4 inches. Number 3 is asking us if 3 gallons of paint cover 120 square feet, how many paint for 200 square feet? So we'll need, this is really similar to ratios. When you divide 120 square feet by 3 gallons of paint to see how many gallons of paint are needed. So that would be 40. And each gallon of paint could cover 40 square feet. So 200 divided by 4 is 5. We will need 5 gallons for 200 square feet. For number 4, it says the ratio of sugar to flour in a recipe is 1:4. If you use 5 cups of sugar, how much flour? So this problem is asking us the ratio between them. And it says you use 5 cups of sugar, but the ratio of sugar to flour is 1:4. So we would have to multiply 5 by 4, which would be 20, because 4 is the amount of flour, and they're asking how much flour it is. So we will need 20 cups. And for number 5, it's asking us a car travels 150 miles per hour in 3 hours. What is the speed in miles per hour? So we would have to divide 150 by 3, which would equal 50. 50 miles per hour. Number 6 says a class has 12 boys and 18 girls. What is the ratio of boys to total students? So we could write this as a ratio, but there's more to it. We could simplify it. So the most simple ratio here would be 2 to 5. Or sorry, the most simple ratio would be 2 to 3. It says if 8 oranges cost $16, what is the cost per orange? And 18 oranges cost $16, so we could divide 16 by 8 because it's the money. It costs $16 and there are 8 oranges in total. That would be $2 per orange. Number 8 is asking us a recipe uses 2 cups of milk for 5 cups of flour. How many milk for 15 cups of flour? So the multiplier here is 3 because 15 divided by 5 is 3. So we multiply 3 by 2, which is 6. Now for part 3 word problems, the ratio of the red to blue marbles is 4 to 3. There are 28 red marbles. How many blue? So again, we need to find the multiplier here. 28 divided by 4 would equal 7, and 7 multiplied by 3 would equal 21. So there would be 21 blue marbles. A car travels 60 miles in 2 hours. How far in 5 miles? 5 hours. So we need to see how many miles it could travel per hour. So 60 divided by 2 is 30. And 30 multiplied by 5 would be 150. It would be 150 miles per hour. Number 3 says a recipe calls for 3 eggs for every 2 cups of flour. How many eggs for 10 cups of flour? So it says 3 eggs for every 2 cups of flour. So we could use this as a ratio. And it says how many eggs for 10 cups of flour. So the multiplier here is 5. So we would have to multiply 5 times 3, which would be 15. It would be 15 eggs. For number 4, it says if 6 pence cost $9, how much for 15 pence? So the price when you see the price for each pen, that would be 9 divided by 6, which would be around 1 and 3/6, but we could also describe it as $1.5, and we could multiply that by 15. That would be $15.